Okay, so I'll answer the two biggest questions that I receive here at the White House, and that is, yes, I do watch Little Two Fools on Reactivation. Come on, man, you know the thing. And no, I'm I'm not a lizard.
Reactivation. Reactivation. Reactivation.
Yeah. Let's go, Daddy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for coming back to another Reactivation video.
Hey, today it's Flakka, the designer drug destroying communities.
I've heard some people call it Flakka, mostly Flakka.
Flakka.
I've heard other people call it Gator. I've heard it called Gator. I've heard it called all kinds of stuff.
Now, we have watched one of this guy on a different channel of his.
Yeah, we just know it's the same guy, but we're going to check
That's
this video out anyway. It looks good. All right, let's get into it.
In April 2015, Kenneth Crowder was running naked through a neighborhood in Florida when a particularly attractive tree caught his eye and he attempted somehow to have sex with it. When officers tried to arrest him, he resisted, so they tasered him twice, but Crowder simply ripped out the barbs and roared, "I am Thor." Eventually, however, he was defeated, and he was taken into custody, where it was discovered that he wasn't actually the god of thunder, just a Florida man high on the designer drug Flakka. Flakka is a synthetic drug formerly called alpha PVP. It's a synthetic cathinone, the natural form of which comes from the plant cat, which is chewed and used as a mild stimulant in Africa and the Middle East. If you've seen Captain Phillips, it's the plant the pirates are seen chewing before they set off to terrorize Tom Hanks. However, as we're talking about the synthetic form here, no plants or farming is involved. It's all mixed up in a lab in China. The name Flakka comes from the Spanish for skinny woman, la flaca, but this is just marketing. Its other street name is gravel, which makes a lot more sense as it kind of looks like the type of stones you find at the bottom of a fish tank. Another distinguishing feature is the smell. When smoked, it smells like dirty socks. When pressed into a tablet, its scent takes on a more vomity note. Now that I've made it sound about as appetizing as possible, why do people snort, eat, inject, or even vape it? Well, the obvious answer is the high. Flakka works by inhibiting the reuptake of dopamine and norepinephrine in the brain. This causes them to build up, resulting in a flood of euphoria and adrenaline. The initial effects of a low dose are an elevated mood, loss of inhibitions, a feeling of invincibility, increased sex drive, and feeling sociable. Unfortunately, finding the sweet spot is next to impossible. Flakka is 10 times stronger than cocaine, so an overdose can be triggered by just 0.1 grams. For this reason, vaping it is the most dangerous way to consume the drug, as it's almost impossible to measure how much is being ingested. Flakka is also illegally manufactured, so strength and ingredients can never be guaranteed. Plus, as tolerance develops, users require more and more to achieve the same high, which quickly leads to some pretty horrific side effects. Someone high on Flakka is usually pretty easy to spot. They'll normally be consumed by intense paranoia, believing that someone or something is chasing them. In April 2015, 34-year-old Matthew Kenny was filmed sprinting naked through traffic. He was attempting to get hit by a car, as he reasoned this would be the only way to get his imaginary pursuers to stop hunting him. In February 2015, a man in Fort Lauderdale became so convinced that he was being chased by several cars that he ran to the police station for help. When he discovered it was locked, he started pulling, kicking, and even attempted some impressive mule kicks to try and break through the hurricane-resistant glass. As unlikely as it might seem for someone high on an illegal drug to actually seek out the police, this wasn't the only case of a Flakka user trying to make it into the Fort Lauderdale police station. In March 2015, Shanard Neely attempted to scale the facility's spiked fence. Unfortunately, he didn't quite make it all the way over and instead managed to impale himself on one of the foot-long spikes. Luckily for him, a fire truck happened to be on site, so he wasn't dangling up there for long before he was discovered and rescued. They couldn't remove him from the fence without risking him bleeding out or severing an artery, so instead they used a circular saw to cut around him. It took 20 minutes before he was sent to the hospital, still impaled on the spike. You might have noticed another common theme among Flakka users. They like to get naked. This is partly down to the lowered inhibitions, but mostly it's due to the effects of the drug on the core body temperature. It triggers spikes of 41 Celsius or 106 Fahrenheit. Not only does this cause its victims to strip off, but it's also the temperature at which muscle tissue begins to break down. This floods the bloodstream with cellular products and proteins in a process called rhabdomyolysis, which could lead to renal failure and ultimately death. A 37-year-old woman, identified only as Stephanie, experienced this potentially deadly side effect after her first use of the drug. Like the others, she thought she was being chased, then got hot, ripped off her clothes, and jumped the height of 3 stories off a bridge into the water below. She later recalled, "I just remember being in the water and feeling like I could breathe underwater, and I remember having seizures and having just continued paranoia and feeling like people were chasing me and following me and talking about me. I still suffer from nightmares and have to take medication for that."
Wow.
Increased body temperature is one of the symptoms of the excited delirium syndrome that Flakka is said to induce. This is characterized by extreme agitation, aggression, and delirium, and in cases of Flakka use is often accompanied by immense adrenaline-fueled strength. Dr. Nabil Al-Sanadi from Fort Lauderdale describes his Flakka patients as such. They come in hot, crazy, insane, out of their minds, and then on top of that, fast heart rate and high blood pressure. I would say, of all the drugs I've seen, cocaine, amphetamines, heroin, OxyContin, this is the absolute worst. The issue with excited delirium is that it often takes multiple officers to restrain a single patient. It's also more likely the police will use a sedative or taser on the victim, both of which have the potential to kill. Especially as Flakka users often have to be shocked multiple times. Outside of Flakka use, excited delirium is an incredibly controversial diagnosis, often being made post-mortem in taser cases against a disproportionate number of young black men. Flakka has also gained the name the zombie drug, which most people believe originated from the case of 19-year-old Austrian Haruf. On the 15th of August 2016, he was eating at a restaurant with his family when he became agitated and walked out. They found him at his mother's house, attempting to drink cooking oil, and for some inexplicable reason, they took him back to the restaurant. He walked out again, but this time he attempted to make it to his dad's 3.5 miles away. Unfortunately, on the way he came across a middle-aged couple hanging out in their garage. Harif attacked them both, stabbed them, and then climbed on top of the man and began eating his face. Police were alerted by a neighbor, and it took multiple officers, canines, and tasers to bring him down. Sadly, both of his victims died. Initial media reports speculated that Flakka was the only drug that could have caused such a gruesome attack, and it still gets the blame. However, toxicology reports later revealed that THC was the only drug present in Austin's blood. So why is Flakka called the zombie drug if it doesn't even make people eat faces? Well, that's because it causes some users to develop hyperactive delirium, which makes them move like zombies. They'll stagger around, twitching, jerking, and catatonic. Sometimes their heads will drop and their arms will unnervingly stiffen and shoot out. Other times they'll collapse and shuffle along the floor. In both cases, the users are completely unresponsive and likely to be hallucinating. Unfortunately, just because there are no officially confirmed reports of Flakka zombie cannibals doesn't mean the drug doesn't cause any violence. The combination of a feeling of invincibility and paranoia is a dangerous one that has tragically taken a number of innocent victims. In March 2018, 32-year-old Camille Bala smoked some weed laced with Flakka. What happened next is unknown, but it ended with her gouging out her mother's eyes with shards of broken glass. When police arrived, they found Camille in a state veering erratically between eerie calm and shrieking hysteria, and her mother lying dead, surrounded by a pool of blood. Her eyeballs were placed carefully on a nearby cardboard box. The violence induced by Flakka isn't always aimed at innocent bystanders, though. The surge of adrenaline means users often can't feel pain, and self-mutilation is a common theme. In 2019, a 35-year-old Brazilian medical student who was depressed after a breakup used Flakka. He was discovered staggering about in the street, covered in blood. He'd gouged out his eyes with his bare hands and attempted to chop off his own penis. Almost all of the flakka involved in the Florida epidemic between 2013 and 2016 came from China. It could be bought online for between $1,000 and $2,000 per kilo, and once broken up into doses, sold on the street for between $40,000 and $50,000 US. US Customs had been attempting to intercept the packages, but it's estimated that 95% of them were still making it into the country, hidden in tin foil or toys. Any would-be dealers didn't even need to navigate the dark web to find it. In one newspaper investigation, reporters found multiple sites that would sell and ship it to them on the first page of Google. They also included reviews like, "Potent and very worthwhile. I'm completely satisfied as a customer." It was so easy to get a hold of that it became a great money-making side gig for college students. In one case, a student who'd been making $30,000 a week and driving around in a $100,000 Lamborghini was arrested, but only given a 2-year prison sentence. Despite the insane profit margin, however, it wasn't an expensive drug. One dose could be picked up for as little as $5 and was often referred to as $5 insanity by emergency room staff. This was, of course, one of the main reasons for flakka's popularity. It was the closest thing to the high of cocaine, but $70 cheaper and much longer lasting. At the peak of the epidemic between 2014 and 2015, hospitals were reporting an average of 300 admissions and 60 deaths a month. However, in October 2015, everything changed. Following pressure from the US government, China cracked down on production and shipments of 116 synthetic drugs, including flakka. The effect was astonishing and immediate. In Broward County, hospital admissions plummeted from 306 in October to just 54 in December. By the new year, the drug had completely vanished. Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel said, "I've never seen a drug gain popularity so rapidly and be eliminated so quickly." Another reason for the sudden decline in Florida's flakka cases was the huge community education effort launched by local authorities. They held nightly meetings to warn people of the dangers, which can't exactly have been a hard task if they led with...
Alright, well, we're going to burn this dude's whole video up. Go check him out.
Hey, yeah.
Into the Shadows is his channel. I think this dude's got a couple channels, because we've seen him on that channel.
3 or 4.
Yeah, so...
2, 3.
Anyway, go check out the video.
Yep, he's very informative.
Yeah, I kind of thought he was going to show some video.
Yeah.
Show some video.
Oh, well.
About all that.
But that's crazy. Flakka.
People on flakka.
Yeah. I'm sure we could find some crazy... oh, yeah, there you go. Right off the bat. Yep. Oh, we hear you.
Damn, I got a cat in heat. Sorry about that.
I'm telling you right now, this is not a good place to be.
Shut up.
No, I mean, they my answer.
Here's some people on flakka. Let's add this to this video. This is from Mac 302's Premium Dude Oil Channel.
I grew up. Which young girl was like, this is bullshit. Like, yo, because it's power. I do that, son. Make sure it makes all the time. Just don't stop. Like, you want to eat on my nose, don't betray you. Want to sit down. You can take care of yourself. You can take care of yourself. Stop from me, man. I'm straight. I don't need you second.
I mean, I've seen people like that out and about.
Oh, she's just getting started. I mean, they go through the streets like doing this. Walking like they're being hit by lightning, and they just keep walking, and they're just doing all this crazy shit. This girl's just getting started.
Yeah, I've seen people like that end of the spectrum in my day.
Oh, she's getting busy now. Here she goes. She's getting busy now. There we go. We got a rock star here. We got a rock star here, baby. Homeboy's doing the jig right in the middle of McDonald's.
He's dancing to his own tune, isn't he?
Oh, he's on the phone with somebody. He's on the phone with somebody.
Somewhere.
He acts like he's trying to decide between taking the shit.
Yeah, say I've been damn drugs.
Yeah, it's like he can't decide. Do I have to shit or am I gotta run? I'm not sure. Am I dancing?
Homeboy is zooming.
Yeah, he's in.
Give it to me one time. Give it to me 2 times.
You alright?
There we go. We got one live now, sports fans.
You okay?
Yeah. You can't park there.
Yo.
Wow.
This shit is crazy, yo. I feel so bad for her. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
That's that Flakka, man. South Florida.
Flakka, baby.
Chill on the block.
That's what it does to you. Joy.
Crocodile. That's the name. That's the name of it. They were calling it crocodile.
This girl is really doing the most right now, yo.
You on the flops.
That shit is not funny, bro.
Then they start calling it croc.
Please, no. No way. No.
What happened?
Somebody's shooting at me.
Who?
Did it.
You're okay. You're okay.
No, cigarettes.
You're okay.
Cigarettes is it. Please. Please.
You are okay, man. Don't worry.
No.
It's all good.
Someone trying to shoot at me.
Nobody's shooting.
Yes.
Wow.
Cigarettes.
Look, I'm standing here. Nobody's shooting at you.
Please.
It's all good.
Man.
I don't know.
Stand up, man.
Somebody's gonna kill me.
Nobody's gonna
That's
kill you.
so paranoid, dude. They're just
Please.
spread eagle,
Nothing.
just giving it up, just surrendering. Look at this. This one's gone to zoom too.
Woo! That's so
Yeah,
sad.
bro. Miss my shit when it's just like that. In my motherfucking bed. And you told me to listen to the team. Bitch had a big home. And all that shit y'all just did. Bitch, y'all went to that. And bitch, you picked me out. And that one just blur back.
All right, guys.
Wow.
There you go. There's
That's,
an additive to the last video.
That's rough, man.
I was wondering why he didn't show any actual video, but there you go. Go check
Yeah.
out this other guy channel, MC302's Premium Beard Oil channel. He's got some pretty crazy stuff on his channel too.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, till next time, thanks for sliding by, checking out another one. Peace.
And hug someone with their permission.